he said the other dream that he had was the missiles actually made impact, and before the fire hit him, he woke up. You know, and there's many people that have dreams like that because that's also prophecy. Okay.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 16. They that see thee shall... Isaiah 14 and 16. They that see thee shall merrily look upon thee.
Because Isaiah the 14th chapter, if you start at the top, it's going into the establishment of the kingdom of heaven. Okay? And so this is referring to the so-called white man Esau Edom. He's not gonna be respected. He's not even gonna be pitied at all in the kingdom of heaven. And when you look at him, you're gonna be reminded of all the wickedness that he did on this side.
They that see thee shall verily look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
Right, bomb this nation, bomb that nation, invaded this nation, you know, colonized this people, you know.
He dropped a lot of missiles on countries.
Right.
A lot. Remember we did the statistics on when Barack Obama was in office. You know, he got the orders from the elites to do that. I want to say he dropped 26,000 bombs. No, in 2016.
Okay. It says
26,000, man, bombs, man. And that wasn't broadcast. Okay, but then he'll put $800 billion in his military, and he'll call it the military defense budget. All right, that word defense. That's why the people don't alarm. They're like, oh, defense, oh. Yeah. But nigga, Esau's always on offense, man. It's a play on words, man.
Yeah, because you had did the video and you brought out how America been at war 93% of its existence. In order to be at war 93% of your existence, you can't always be defending yourself, man. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It ain't always 93% of the time people attacking you.
What you do say, be a proud man, you don't be at home. So the scripture gave us the drop on you, nigga. You don't be at home. You know what I'm saying? You got these military occupations, 800 military. Look, man, the scripture already gave us the drop on you, man. You know what I'm saying? He should not be able to hide himself. The mystery of iniquity. We already know the fucking by thy sword shalt thou live.
he was giving you raise to it and taking peace upon the earth.
That's how y'all was able to live, man. That's why you're able to walk out here in these streets, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. Bring it out.
This is Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Who does that? The so-called white man. These elites, man. They devise iniquity. They create iniquity, sin upon sin, upon their bed, man. So when these devils at home, man, you best believe, before he tuck himself under them sheets, he figuring out an evil plan to bring forth in the earth, man. All right?
Because the majority of these devils, they in positions of authority or power. Even on a small scale, at the businesses, managers, and stuff like that, they all in positions to bring hell and iniquity upon you Israelites, man.
It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands.
So this devil has so much power, he can sit at the edge of his bed, man, you know, and he can just come up with a plan. And when he wake up in the morning, he can sign that plan into action. He can enforce it. You know what? Tomorrow I want to invade a country and take all the oil, man. And he'll come up with a stage or agenda or why or a justification on why he has to do it, and then he'll carry it out, man. That's power, man.
I got a precept for you.
You can read that one last one.
Verse 2, it says, and they covered fields and take them by violence.
That's the point, man. All right, Esau uses his military, man. You know, it was a guy that I used to work with. He went over to Afghanistan, and he told me when they got over there, they had an idea of they was going over there for a whole other reason. He said when they went over there, they just started taking over fields and.
Well, that's why they tell you devils, get out of here. Hey, Job, man, you hear me? In the book of Job, I love that shit. I love that precept. That's why they say get it. That's like Job 30. Just get that real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's the response that you get from these other bases, man. They don't want you nowhere around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Job chapter 30, In verse 4, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief.
Yeah, they cry after them as after a thief. So they know you're a thief. They got the drop. The apostles and the elders, the elder bishops, the brothers pushing this word, man. They gave them the drop on you they talk about to the covenant nations, right? Right? Read that part again where it says.
It says, Job 30 verse 5, they were driven forth from among men.
Yeah, right. Nobody don't. They,
Yes, master. He stopped
Yeah,
on
bro.
He thought he selling this.
yeah. Weak, man.
He obedient.
But nobody don't want to be around these Edomites, man. Cause they know, no matter how they try to portray themselves, like Scripture says that though he humbleth himself, you know what I'm saying, go approach and take good heed of these motherfuckers. And beware of the beast, man. Get the 37 scroll. We read in the 37 scroll right here about these devils, man.
It says, they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief.
As after a thief. So that's why they don't want you devils around, man. Hey, look, even one of the former presidents of the United States, that nigga said, you know, the worst 6-7 words in the English alphabet. He said the 7 worst words in the English alphabet. This was the President Ronald Reagan. You know what it was? It's the U.S. government, and I'm here to help. He said those are the worst words in the motherfucking words in the English dictionary. He said when the U.S. government say I'm the U.S. government and I'm here to help. So these motherfucking nations, they help to the help that you offering them, man. No, you want to make them a debt slave. You know what I'm saying?
It says in Book of Psalms, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Hey, what's their favorite line? If there's an issue going over there in Turkey, we have to send peace troops over there by any means.
Right.
Then people root them on. Hey, Jackie, you finished the end of that verse, bro?
I was waiting on you. You got it. Back in Micah 2 and 2, it says they covet fields. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it 3. You want to come to 3? It says they covet fields and take them by violence.
And how do they take them by violence? By the way of their military. Hey, what my nigga Henry Kissinger, the quote, brother told me the quote, I always quoted ever since. He said, American military are nothing but dumb, stupid animals used as pawns in foreign policy, man. So Esau used you niggas to go over there and take resources and shit.
Yeah. And some of the military troops, they be aware of their what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they feel guilty. That's why some people come back with PTSD and all these other psychological problems. They realize what they were doing was wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like all of them, bro, when you in the military, bro, like you ain't stupid, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If I can add on just real quick, because people that join the military, most people do it for the money. You got a lot of people that do it because they really believe in the Constitution and they want to fight for their country, and then they get over there and be like, damn, my bullshit. Yeah.
It says in houses and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
And this is prime example. He oppressed a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, man. He want the resources, he want your heritage. You know what I'm saying? He want to set up Christianity all over the world, okay? He want to set up democracy all over the world. And he went around the world and changed everybody's nationalities. This is why you got China, they look, man, the vast majority of them niggas is Christians now. So this is the devil MO, man. He want to set up Christianity, democracy, okay, and then he want to set up a central bank. All right, he wants you to have a dollar in your. So this devil, we know your MO, we know your track record now, man. You're being exposed, man.
Yep. Verse 3, Micah 2 and 3. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold.
So the Lord said, therefore, because they are like this.
It says, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily
for this time is evil.
There you go. So the Lord gonna take you down, man, because you've been doing these different things in the earth, man. Which brings us back to Isaiah 14, where it said they're gonna nearly look upon you in the kingdom, man. Okay, because you the man that shook kingdoms. You the man that, like the brother said, constantly dropping bombs on people, oppressing people to the point that you strip us from our heritage via chattel slavery, man. You literally beat the Hebrew out of us. You literally beat the Hebrew out of the so-called Latinos, and them niggas think they always spoke Spanish, man. We can't even convince them that they spoke Hebrew.
And it was only the high himself.
Even if you show them the lost lunas, the
Decalogue.
even if you show the niggas that, you know what I'm saying? They still ain't gonna believe if you give the niggas physical proof, you know?
Because there's actually more physical proof that you so-called Latinos and Native Americans are Hebrew Israelites than the so-called Negroes, man.
Don't forget the Hebrew interpreter Louis Torres. All right, they came over here from Christopher Columbus. That's the James.
James is here.
God speak local
Interpreter. Oh, he's bilingual. He's bilingual.
Bilingual is another word.
Multilingual.
He is an interpreter though. That's the young people.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
What's that name again?
Well, yeah, anyway, it was Louis Torres. That's the name. And he brought him over here, and was Pastor Orr did a video on him saying he probably got to be a Jake. The point being is he spoke Hebrew. How did they know they was on people who spoke speaking Hebrew over there? Why would you get a person that was, interpreter? You know, yeah, that's the way.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof.
Right, they always show you the before-after picture. Syria before the so-called white man, then Syria after. Damascus before the so-called white man, then Damascus after. Libya before Esau got in there, and then Libya after. This man goes everywhere. He completely turns your city or your society into ruins.
See, like
Gaza.
I was gonna say that's Revelation 6 and 4 about him being a sword. Revelation 6 and 4 being that red horse thing. You know what I'm saying? He was given a great sword, so he went about conquering. As the scripture say, I quoted it earlier, that he was given a sword to conquer, pretty much the slave. By a sword shalt thou live. You know?
And open not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory. Everyone in his own house.
Let's talk about in the kingdom. Like I said, after that 1,000 years of hardcore slavery that you nations are gonna serve, they're gonna have their respective areas where they're gonna dwell. Okay, and they're gonna be ruled over by the Israelites. You know, they're gonna constantly pay tribute to the Israelites, but they're gonna have their own autonomy, so to speak. But Esau Edom is gonna go ahead.
But thou,
Esau Edom,
are cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
right?
And
That's the Obadiah 18, man. We're gonna throw you in that pit of fire. Every single Edomite, man. We don't know where it's at, where it's gonna be, but we gonna put you in that pit. We gonna use spiritual power to burn your ass up, man.
And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under the feet.
And I want to say this too, because you got a big vocal. Well, I thought you guys said that you cannot destroy spirits. Well, no, you can't. They spirits is just gonna mingle within the other nations, but it won't be a nation of Edom no more.
And the nation's gonna be mortal forever, man. We're gonna be the only immortals in the kingdom of heaven. And we're gonna reign on the earth, as it says in Revelation the 5th chapter, man. Okay? We're gonna live past 1,000 years. Don't let these niggas lie to you. We're gonna live forever. We're gonna live on the earth. We're gonna conquer, we're gonna establish other planets.
Yeah, because
Okay?
what's that camp that's teaching that after 1,000 years Esau's gonna retake the kingdom?
Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah, like that's madness, man. Well, Yahweh Shah's gonna be in the kingdom with us, man.
And they teach. I think they teaching
Eternal life.
Yeah, the church. Clickbait. That's what they are.
This is Ezekiel 34, and I'm trying to get to the point. Ezekiel 34 and 22. It says, "Therefore will I save my flock, and they shall no more be a prey. and I will judge between cattle and cattle.
Right, because right now, the Lord's flock is a prey. You know what I'm saying? Like every day you wake up, you in some type of situation where you're in dire straits.
You need help.
You need help.
You need
Yeah.
saving.
Yeah, and that's why we out here. We out here for what? Profess our want and desire for salvation. Meanwhile, Jake just walking around the area like everything's good. Like nigga, you behind any lines, bro. Literally, your life will change if you drop down like that.
It says, verse 23, and I will set up one shepherd over them, and he shall feed them, even my servant David. He shall feed them, and he shall be their shepherd. And I, the Lord, Yahweh, will be their power, and my servant David, a prince among them.
Right, because it's going into the kingdom of future prophecy. When we get in the kingdom, you're going to have the physical ruler that's going to be over us. Of course, it's going to be Yahushua, but you're going to have David still going to maintain that position. He's going to be that earthly king over the nation of Israel, man.
Yeah, because he said he was a shepherd.
Yep.
He was a shepherd over his flock. He actually tended to actual, sheep, man. Yep. It says, verse 24 again, and I, the Lord Yahweh, will be their power, and my servant David, a prince among them. I, the Lord Yahweh, have spoken it, and I will make with them a covenant of peace, and will cause the evil beasts to cease out of the land. And they shall dwell safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods, and I will make them and their places round about my hill a blessing, and I will cause the shower to come down in his season. There shall be showers of blessings. See, and so the Lord is going to reverse our captivity. He's going to turn the captivity, not just of Jacob, man, like the scripture say in the book of Jeremiah. We no longer going to be this prey. All right, we're going to be the head, no longer the tail, man. All right, no longer being oppressed by this Edomite man and these other heathen nations that's ruling over. We were going into it last night. The brother mentioned that in order to spend just $1 billion, if you were to spend $10,000 a day, it would take 274 years just to spend $1 billion when you have trillionaires walking the earth, man.
That's crazy.
So the wealth gap is not being distributed properly and evenly, man. And therefore you have the haves and the have-nots. You got those who are more well-off, and you got those who are impoverished, man. And we're the poor, we're the lowly. Even though we're the main consumers. Yep. But we're the poor and the lowly, man.
Yep. And that goes to show you, Arshad, like how we went to that factual history. You got multiple billionaires that are multiple billionaires themselves. Yeah. So not just one person is a billionaire. You have multiple billionaires on this earth that are multi-billionaires, and they can change. They can change. They can literally have somebody $10,000 and that's not nothing. And not to remember, they have residual income. It's like, so they have money that's constantly coming in. So these niggas don't want to know about the fate of the earth. They don't give a shit, man.
That residual income is only for the 1% now.
That's what we're getting at. Yep. That's it. The niggas be having all that money. They don't give a damn about poverty.
Hey, they said it's 3,028 billionaires worldwide.
Yep, and see, that's
probably more than that.
Probably more than that. That's just what they got on record.
3,000.
That's a small number. But the fact that that's even out there, like I said, them niggas could be lying. They can have way more than that. And then on top of that, man, like I said, this man has been set up in a position where he ain't fit the rule, man.
It says it's 3,000 billionaires worldwide. They combined net worth is $68 trillion. That's crazy. Out of 3,000 people.
That's crazy.
Oh, he said worldwide?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
The 3,000 people that have an estimate net worth together is 16 trillion.
That's crazy. And it's a fact that they said you couldn't spend $1 trillion in a lifetime. Literally, you couldn't spend $1 trillion in one lifetime.
I wanted to bring up I mentioned that Jeff Bezos' wedding. All right, because it was a grand wedding, but it didn't get much coverage. Back in June, between June 26th and June 28th of this year, 2025. He got married again. He didn't learn his lesson the first time. He got married again.
And he got money though.
Yeah,
He got money.
Yeah.
How you were just saying, that shit is dropping the ball.
Yeah.
I'm married if a bitch needs me. I mean, he got prenuptial agreement. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that nigga did.
He made that shit respect the same.
That's the spirit.
Even if the bitch do get half, he got so much money it don't matter.
They don't
When
even
he
matter.
making up contract, he got high profile lawyers and attorneys, bro. That bitch ain't getting no half. His first wife maybe, but he gonna have certain shit in place to where he gonna protect him from this shit.
Yep. And that's exactly what I was getting at. It said that Jeff Bezos' wedding to Lauren Sanchez is reported to have cost $50 million. This is a small fraction of Bezos' estimated net worth. And when compared to the wealth of the average Amazon worker, the wedding cost is equivalent to a very large number of years of work for that individual. And when I remember seeing the original article, it was the equivalent of 0.001. All right, like a fraction of what the actual Amazon worker makes compared to what he spent on just his wedding for 2 days. All right, extravagant food, extravagant drinks, extravagant flowers, you name it, man.
So he ain't like Shannon Sharp.
Right.
Shannon Sharp, that bitch took 2 years. It's over for that nigga.
Being sued again.
That's over for that nigga. That's what you call getting took to the cleaners.
Yeah.
And that nigga the game. That nigga getting took to the cleaners too. Bro, this bitch on a reality show. So at the top.
Man, then brother was talking about how niggas can't spend $1 trillion in a lifetime. Well, it's niggas that don't even see $50 million in a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? They said the average Amazon warehouse worker will have to work full time with no vacation or time off for over 1,000 years to pay for Jeff Bezos' wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, for over 1,000 years just to pay for his wedding that he had June 26th to the 28th. $50 million worth.
Yeah, and I did a lesson, it was years ago, man. You know, and it was going into the difference between the owners of a corporation and the employees, which we know the word employees is synonymous with slave. So the difference between the employers
Somebody get Joe
wage,
money.
hourly wage,
Add on
and an
what
employee.
you're saying.
With the Sam Walton, the Walmart empire, this is the Walton family. I did a lesson to where the goddamn employees, them niggas make $12 an hour, right? While the Walton family, who own Walmart, they own Sam's Club, they own other industries as well. Them niggas make $12 million an hour. In comparison to an employee who made $14 an hour, $12 an hour, which is crumbs.
Like literal crumbs, man. You're not even getting a piece of the American pie. You're getting not even the crumbs, not even a real taste of the American pie, man. You know, you get the, like you said, you get to smell it, man. That's about it. You know, because these people swimming in wealth, man. That scripture in 2 Ezra 3, that talking about these people flowing wealth, like they literally flowing. You'll see a Moabite or one of these heathens walking down the street with a $1,000 jacket on, man, which is nothing to the numbers we're talking, but that's something to us. Like I say, it's hard to make $1,000 in a fucking week, man.
And if I just looked it up, it's $70,000 per minute.
Like money. What's this, Job 21?
Yeah, 21-7.
Job 21:7.
You always do like 13.
It says, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yet are mighty in
Read it
power.
NLT. Read it NLT.
This is Job chapter 21 and starting at verse 7 in the NLT. It says, and I'm going to read the footnote, it says, Job cries out to the Most High Power. Job, man. You said Job 21. My app went to the wrong one. Job 21 verse 7, man. It says in the NLT, why do the wicked prosper, growing old and powerful? They live to see their children grow up and settle down, and they enjoy their grandchildren. Their homes are safe from every fear, and God does not punish them. Their bulls never fail to breed. Their cows bear calves and never miscarry.
And they ain't short on nothing.
They let their children frisk about like lambs. Their little ones skip and dance. They sing with the tambourine and harp. They celebrate to the sound of the flute. They spend their days in prosperity, then go down to the grave in peace. And yet they say to the Most High God, go away, we want no part of you or in your ways.
Right. So this man, his God is wealth. And Satan, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. These men, like the brother's going over, they have all these riches, but they ain't sharing them with the world. They're not putting them with good use. Okay? They hoard their actual
Yeah,
value.
capitalism is free.
Yeah.
Capitalism is I earned it, so I can keep it and do what I want with it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, and that's what they don't like about, even with socialism. You know, they talk about a socialist economy, you know, dealing with having to share the wealth, you know what I'm saying, amongst others, like even if you got a lot, that's why they don't like the big beautiful bill.
Yeah.
You know, because Trump talking about taxing the wealth, even the wealthy, you know, even though that's gonna, backfire on the poor, it's gonna be on the poor.
before still, but that's why a lot of people are in opposition against him, man. It says, verse 15, who is the Almighty and why should we obey him? And what good would it do us to pray?
Yeah, that's the mindset of the wicked, man. It sort of remind me of, what's that, Wisdom Song, the 2nd chapter. You know what I'm saying? It remind me of that. Like, this man has, his intent is to not serve the Lord whatsoever. It's just really to enjoy what the Lord has to offer. You know what I'm saying?
It's a little bit more for you. Verse 16, they think their prosperity is of their own doing, but I will have nothing to do with that kind of thinking. Yet the light of the wicked never seems to be extinguished. Do they ever have trouble? Does God distribute sorrows to them in anger?
Yeah, this is Job, like, kind of reasoning with himself, right?
Yep.
We go to the top. Who's going to the top one first? It's Job.
Yeah, Job.
Because I know sometimes you meet, like, his friends, and they tell you, like, you know.
Yeah, it said it's a response to so far.
Can you bring that verse up?
Job chapter 21, verse 17 in the NLT. I'm going to start at 16. They think their prosperity is of their own doing, but I will have nothing to do with that kind of thinking. Yet the light of the wicked never seems to be extinguished. Do they ever have trouble? Does God distribute sorrows to them in anger?
Hold up. So the small hats is now just coming out that they got all the world. They got all the money in the world, man. They own everything. So why would they need the king to have it? That's what we always say.
That's why they proud and saying, who is the Most High Almighty that we should pray unto him or serve him, man?
Yeah.
They proud because of their riches, man. See, money can pump you up, man. You know, it can have you feeling a sense of, like it says in Proverbs 30. Proverbs 30 and 8, man, lets you deny the Most High power.
Yeah.
And say you've done this on your own.
That technology.
There you go.
That's their mindset.
Science, money, technology, man.
Matter of fact, we're gonna be God. We're gonna be better than God. That's the
That's the MO. This man, he like I said, he in a like he has that God complex. We always bring that term out. Matter of fact, hey, Quan, look up the term just to bring it out for the edification of the camera. Look up God complex. Because the man that we dealing with, man, he don't fancy himself as a regular person. He really think he's like he really think he God, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the term?
It says a God complex. It says but a popular way of describing a pattern of attitudes and behaviors marked by extreme self-importance, grandiosity, and unshakable belief in one's own infallibility and omnipotence. People with a God complex typically believe they're uniquely gifted or entitled, dismissed from criticism or dissent,
You can't even speak about it.
Small hats.
lack empathy, exert excessive control.
Come on, man. This is describing the man that we preach about, man. The Edomite, so-called white man. He lacks empathy and what else?
Exert excessive control.
That's the MOTV. Here it is. The Lord has given humans so-called free will, right? You like meaning like to a certain degree you got the choice to choose certain things, right? All right, you put out
Life or death.
yeah, you're right. Well, I was on the lower term, like on a smaller scale. Say you get up in the morning, now I want to eat eggs for breakfast. No, I want that one walk. Like I want to wear this shirt. Now I want to wear that. Like the Lord give you a so-called illusion of free choice, right? Esau, he wants to totally take those choices away from you. But look, bro, this MOTB will make you do what I want you to do. That's what it's talking about, man.
Yeah, because the chip it's gonna monitor your whole thing, your whole body, man.
Yep, your
Okay.
vitals.
Yeah.
Thinking.
He's gonna know where you at all times.
Yeah, bro.
A nigga ain't gonna even be able to go on the run.
Right, bro.
Yeah, he's right here.
Yeah, he gonna know your every movement, man.
Watazat in Cali camp, we did this lesson about this Edomite bitch. How she talked about her daddy, he like Jew skin, he like some type of doctor or some type of motherfucker. I love the confession. She said in 1995 he put a chip in her head. You know what I'm saying? This was the bitch was going into. They already did a whole lesson on it.
Their
You know what I'm
father?
saying? Her father did it. Yeah, her father did it. You know what I'm saying? Now that was 20 years ago. She like 35 now. You know, but she was just basically giving her testimony on how how they monitor, because going into what the brother was saying, how they monitor the movement, how many steps you take, you know what I'm saying, how many, how much carbon you emitting, yep. And she said that it even track how many orgasms you have when she go to sleep. That's crazy. You know, like this was saying, and how it fucked up her vision in her right eye. The elder was going into the swords, in the Revelation 16 chapter, as God said, because that's what a lot of people go, would you contract, if that's a good word. They're going to contract these different swords as a result of taking this technology, because it's emitting radio frequency, radio waves is cooking you from the inside out.
That was 1995. Think about how much more we can do. How much technology is going to increase.
The other thing too, he wanted to chip in people because he's trying to figure out who's going to grow up to be what. Because the whole thing about colleges and recruiters and stuff like that, when you're in school, they want to see who's going to likely become this in society. You know what I'm saying? So now they can categorize you, see if you're going to be for them or you're going to be a threat. He wants to stop. If he could, if he had the chip, you could see what brothers going to be prophets and whatnot, just like Herod did. He's like, hold up, man.
But they monitor your thoughts.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I forget how it is, but like with the frequencies too, it's just crazy, bro. The BTUs, the British thermal units, the energy that Jacob emit, and the signals, because it's connected to the heavenly Father, like the final doing the spirit. So these motherfuckers trying to monitor all that, bro.
Like you were saying with the God, the tendencies of a God complex. Like you not a real God, because that's not even godly. Like you got a God complex, but you're not godly though. That's the crazy part. You satanic, man.
Well, you using artificial. The Lord does things. The Lord knows everything about a person just naturally. He don't need a chip. Like,
Get the scripture.
It's Isaiah 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Verse 14. I will ascend above the heights. Isaiah 14 and 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
That's the point.
and that's the point. Esau's trying to be like the Most High, man. Okay, he's trying to accomplish everything that the Most High can do, man. The Lord, one thing about the Lord, he's all-knowing, man. All right, he sees everything, he knows everything. Okay, but the Lord is the Father of spirits, man. See, that's one thing Esau can't play with. He can't play with the spirit, man. He doesn't have power over the spirit. Hey, Esau can't. When the Lord calls you to the spirit world, Esau can't put your spirit back into your flesh, man. All right.
How many times they hit you with the defibrillator? With that medical clear.
Charge you up.
You can't time travel either. Right. These are things that only the Most High are exclusive to, dude.
It's funny you said that because I watched this series on Netflix called The Lazarus Project. And what they do is they time travel in order to stop nuclear war. I'm like, man, what the fuck?
It's a precept for what you said. All right. Wisdom Solomon 2:1. It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not all right. Our life is short and tedious, and the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
That's the point, and that's why the brothers in Maccabees, they say, look, man, after this, what could you do to us?
Yeah, our forefathers understood how death works. They wouldn't shook up, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was actually like, look, if it's my time, then, so forth.
And to be honest, man, it be the people that be giving Esau too much power, man.
Yeah.
You niggas believe that Esau could take the spirit out of Gucci, man, and put it into another body, man. It's you people that's giving Esau this godlike complex, man.
And that proves that Esau don't believe in the Messiah. Because it said that neither is there any man that returned from the grave.
Oh, that's
They know what they're doing out there.
That's funny though.
But can you get that one more time?
You got some veterans down there.
No, but that's the point, man. Esau, he isn't God, man. Well, hey, look, man, the scriptures say that the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. You know, everything that Esau's playing with. Hey, look, man, this is how you know Esau ain't God, nigga. The only reason why you in your position, nigga, is because of our transgressions and our iniquities, man. All right, the Lord had to bring us down in order to lift you up, nigga.
So back in Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 5, we're jumping down to verse 5.
If Esau was God, he would have stopped us from coming out to the highways and hedges, exposing who he is, man. If you was God, we wouldn't be here, man.
It's Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 5. It says, "For our time is a very shadow that passes away, and after our end there is no returning. For it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again."
That's how you know reincarnation is real, because upper is saying they thought like this and it was wrong. It was wrong.
Yeah, this whole chapter goes to the mindset of the wicked, man. But this man, like, see, like this world to have you believe that that's God's chosen people, man. Meanwhile, they got no salt, no flavor. They dress terrible. They ugly. Stink. There's nothing godly about the so-called white man or woman, man. Hell no, man.
Let me get this up. This Ecclesiastes 8 and 8. There is no man that have power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither have he power in the day of death. And you gotta go.
So yeah, you can't bring nobody back to life, man. Okay? Right. Cause once the spirit leave the body, it's a wrap, man. You know? And anytime like that little boy who drowned and then he said he met the Lord and came back, that was all the work of the Heavenly Father, man. That was a nobody's earthly effort, man. Okay? The Lord do miracles like that for us to edify.
But the scriptures say he's gonna be let loose for a short period of time to deceive the nations. Because he'll have a nigga going to or on an interview and tell you he was abducted by aliens and come up with this fairy tale ass story how his big head monsters was all around him on the operating table and he woke up back on Earth, man. That's a bunch of bullshit, man.
They jumped him on the cherry. Like, come on, man.
But the scriptures also say in the book of Psalms, I think it's the 64th chapter, that your own tongue shall fall upon yourself. Because there was an interview with a former NASA pilot or something like that, or Air Force pilot, and he said that he seen the UFOs. And he said,
Man with beards.
yeah, he said they look like African Americans. He said they look like African Americans. They was very tall.
I got a precept. This is Psalm 68 verses 20. And this was going to the statement that the brother mentioned, that Esau doesn't have the power to kill or to bring back, well, he doesn't have the power to bring back alive. All right? Or at least I was thinking of it in the sense of the kill. I was thinking of Psalm 68 and 20. It says, "He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto the Most High Yahweh shall the Lord belong the issues of death," man. So it's the Lord, like the brothers mentioned, that can raise back up. You know, he can both give life and take it, man. See, he is the one that sanctions that, man. All right, Esau doesn't really have power. He said he gave him more credit than he really truly deserves, man. Okay.
And he gave that power to his only begotten son.
Hey man, they took the spirit out of young thug and put it into another body. Well, Esau does have the power to give you plastic surgery. You saw that movie Face Off, where he can create a person to make him look like you. Well, a nigga go far enough to say he's a clone, man. That's not the real one.
They make masks. They make blackface masks. And Edomites go out and commit crimes with them. And
Oh, that's how they started the gang violence, the gang wars.
Malcolm spoke about that in Chicago.
You would think that mask is a real person though. Like it's realistic. It's real. Like they even make the wax.
Mission Impossible.
But look, the Lord doesn't have to do that type of shit, man. He can just make it happen with a thought, man. If the Lord wants someone put to death, man, all he gotta do, man, is tell his angel to go get it done, man. Okay? There's spirits that are created for vengeance. He don't gotta do all this yuppity yup shit Esau doing to make some shit happen, man. You gotta go create a mask and have an Edomite put the mask on, and man, the Lord don't gotta do none of that shit, man. Hey, who you make? And then you had the one nigga that on Makar not Makar Moth, the elder Amawaga Bar. He said, what if someone took the elder did a lesson on? He said, well, what if they just open up the Bible and they just doing everything that the Bible says? Nigga, it's still prophecy, nigga.
Prophecy, either way you cut it. But like the very reason why you said that, like bro, everything that the Bible said that was gonna happen is happening, bro.
You think we just out here for a coincidence?
In the snow and the blizzard, it's
Yeah.
just all we out here just
All
vibing.
right, you all came across this information just randomly.
And that's why those other camps, man, they take a rain check, man. Okay? They ain't out here in the winter when it's a blizzard. You don't see them on the highways and hedges, man. You think we out here to, man, check us.
We don't want to be out freezing cold if we just making up shit, man.
It's Daniel chapter 4, verse 25. They that, well, 32. Daniel 4 and 32. And they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling, this time King Nebuchadnezzar. And it says, they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou knowest that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whom he will.
And during the dark ages, that was demonstrated, man. Okay? This man, I'm saying, that's why scriptures talk about the cliffs of the mountains. A Neanderthal is a damn Edomite, man. The cave beasts, cavemen history are Edomites. There's no other people in history that have cavemen or imagery, and they went to monkeys, animals, shit like that, or like a beastie like state. That's your people, man. Okay? And you still show your beastie like behavior, man. You do all the policies you pass, like the same-sex laws and stuff. Okay? And the bestiality, even how you eat food. Yeah, even how you eat your food is like an animal, uncooked, man. Come on, dude. You got civilized people of color, man. With Gad and all around, and even with us, when you call ourselves Moors, man. You don't even, to this very day, you don't know how to wash your ass. It was a talk show host where this guy asked him, it was some type of person of color, I don't know if it's Jake or not, but he asked him, he said, listen, white people don't have rags in their house. And even my guy said, he responded to it, he says, well, that's for poor people, that's for unfortunate people. What the fuck are you talking about? You have to get the friction off with a rag, you dumbass. You ever clean the car and then, like, when you get done shooting the car with the water and the soap and stuff, you still gotta take that fiber towel to get the dirt off, man. The stuff you can't make you see, man. This dude's an idiot, man.
And we had
Oh, yeah, common sense, man.
they had workers out earlier when we get hard on this.
Just bring it out, brother. Don't explain yourself.
It's the book of Job, chapter 30, and I'm going to start at 1. But now, they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would not disdain to set with the dogs of my flock.
Oh, every time you see a case of bestiality, who is it? It's an Edomite. It's a so-called white man in the mugshot. Every time, this man has sex with a horse. This man, lay down with a dog. Like, what's wrong with you people? Oh, this woman got her cooter licked by her dog.
And over here in Europe, they said they just legalized bestiality. Well, they did it like a year back. They legalized bestiality as long as the animal isn't hurt during the situation. So if the animal isn't hurt, then it's lawful.
Oh, who's that animal spirit is hurt?
How does the Lord feel about that?
Yeah.
Which one y'all brought it out?
That beast be put to death.
Which one y'all brought that over there? Man raped the dog to death? What y'all brought that out? That's crazy.
And that's why Job
That's crazy.
He's reading, man.
Can't even let your pets be around. Cause Jake, man, Jake love their pets, man. But Esau be a little too.
They let
all over their
Jake be into that shit too, man. Jake be into that shit too, bro.
Hey, that's why you had the so-called white woman. She laid down with a horse, man. She was dealing with a horse, man, and the horse shoved his rod up in her, and she bled, until she was deleted, man. But that's the acts of these damn devils, man. And you think you need to rule the earth more? Well, the scriptures say how the king is, so is his officers, and what manner of man the ruler is, so are all they that dwell therein. So this is why you see all this shit going on in the earth, because this is the so-called white man's characteristics.
It says, yeah, whereto might the strength of their hands profit, and whose old age were perished. For want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, and former times desolate and waste.
Hey, you know how Esau was, man. He was in the cave, he was on all fours, man. That shows the power of the Lord, man. He took a nigga, a base man, and rose him up, man, to be a king in the earth.
God's ruling, man.
And what's that scripture where it talk about show the axe boast against the one that's swinging it? You know that if you put an axe on the ground, man, that axe gets no no credit. It's the person behind it. You know, it's the person that's strong has to swing that axe to knock this tree off.
Yes.
You
Well,
know,
the brother had quoted it earlier about how Esau is the sword of the Lord.
that's right. So the Lord is swinging them.
After you finish that, get that one mind.
Okay, it says, who cut up mallows by bushes and Jupiter roots for their meat.
Hell, Yashwama brought that out too. When you look up juniper and then mallows, those goes back to marshmallows. You look it up. You know what I'm saying? Like the food goes back to like marshmallows that they use now. A lot of Edomites have marshmallows and s'mores and shit. And so it's all spiritual.
I think it's a plant too named.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Like I said, that mallow is going back to the marshmallow. Marshmallow goes back to the mallow.
They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as a thief to dwell in the cleft of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks.
They got what they call them, over there in Georgia, Petra, Mount Petra. Over there, Mount Petra. You know what I'm saying? Look at the design of the carvings. They literally made homes out of a damn cave, man. That is weird.
Look, it's prime example.
It's prime example.
Bricks.
If you look at those images, it's literally structured like basically it's structured like some buildings.
One on one talking about how we taught him everything because he didn't know nothing. He couldn't even talk. He was on all fours going woo, woo.
Hey, that's why they made that commercial, the Geico Caveman.
So easy a caveman can do it.
So easy a caveman can do it.
You got the sticky. You're right. Go ahead. Let's
Job 30:7. Among the bushes they braid them. What is braid? That's that woo, 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 nigga. It says under the nettles they were gathered together.
That's the tree.
That's the truth.
I think on a cartoon.
Hey,
I don't see no drawings or no character color.
Yeah, Flintstone. All this is reminiscent of Esau, man. This is a base man that we deal with, man. That's why, like I said, when you look at how Esau operates, this nigga, like I said, we mentioned the food earlier. This nigga would go to a fancy ass restaurant, order a steak. His blood come out like, bro, like this is not a person of wisdom. This is not a person of integrity. This is not a person of nobility. Yeah, wow, that's the word I'm looking for. Nobility, man. Because nobility goes back to what being royal. You're not that guy.
crab and lobster.
You're not that guy.
Shrimp, crab, and lobster. You know, a royal person wouldn't destroy the earth.
God, bro.
Hey, you know, just recently, 1,000 fish just hit the shore of Lake Erie. 1,000 dead, deleted. You know.
And only during his rulership do we have animals going extinct. You ain't never heard that about no other people doing that. You know. Get the scripture. Yeah.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 2. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, O Yahweh, thou most high. When my enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at thy presence. For thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou settest in the throne.
And no enemy is just to break it. The enemies is talking about Esau, Edom. Okay, they're not going to be able to stand against the Lord, man. They're going to fall. They're going to lose their kingdom, man. Everything that they worked for was in vain. And I think about this because everywhere you go, this devil is still building and constructing. Okay, and it's ultimately because he built this shit with some cheap material.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, you doing this shit is in vain because the Lord said, though they build out, I shall throw down, man. All right, what was that bridge in Florida? They built the bridge and they said that
Women built it.
no, it was a bridge that they built in Florida and they said it could withstand a tornado and the Lord brought that bitch down by the, I forgot what I think it was an earthquake or something happened down there where the Lord destroyed the whole bridge and they said the bridge was, hey, like the Titanic. You know, so, you know, you got it up.
It says, for thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou settest in the throne, judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen, thou hast destroyed the wicked.
And Esau always trying to make it like the Lord is unjust, man, or like it's the Lord's fault. And that's why you niggas out there got that mentality. Oh, it's the Lord's fault. No, man. Everything that the Lord does is just and righteous, man. It says the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity, man.
These niggas think that the Most High owe them something, and you owe the Most High everything.
Bro, this God did it and we fixed it. That's Esau mentality.
Yeah, man. Like, nah, bro.
God created you like this before technology, we can fix it.
Well, see, that's the thing. Esau, he like I said, he fancied himself as being the Most High. He ain't God, bro. Because everything the Lord created was made to perfection, bro. We went into this, I think, last week with Allah. They made everything and said it is good. It says Tawab, was going to say agreeable. They seen how everything functioned and coexisted with each other, how man coexists with nature and nature helps with man. He like, man, this is perfect. Bro, this nigga Esau is trying to tell you that, look, no, the Lord got it wrong. We need to do things. You're like, no, bro.
But then which one is it? Because then they'll turn around and say, well, the Lord made me to be the most. You know what I'm saying? Right. So is it the Lord imperfect or is it perfect?
Right. Which one is it, man?
I got a picture when y'all done.
Okay.
It says, thou hast put out their name forever and ever. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end. And thou hast destroyed cities, their memorial is perished with them. But Yahweh shall endure forever.
And the Lord endure forever, man. Hey, man, the Lord was here by himself first. All right, then he created Yahweh Shah, man. The Lord has always been here, okay? And he's going to always be here, man. Okay? You're not going to always be here, okay? Because after 1,000 years, your ass is going to disappear. We ain't going to be talking about Esau and Edom in the earth anymore, man. Damn devil.
For the precept, I got lined up.
Psalms chapter 9 verse 6. O thy enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end.
Go ahead.
And thou hast destroyed cities, their memorial is perished with them.
Right, and thou will destroy cities and their memory. The cities that you destroyed, their memory has been destroyed with them. Okay, that's why. And now there's an argument about who are the real Egyptians now, man. Okay, because what you rob people and they take their history, man. That's what your ass is known for, man. Okay, but now the lies are being unfolded. Your lives are being unfolded, man, through what the relics of the earth. Okay, through the history and stuff like that. People are putting shining a light on you, man. Okay, because your ass been you've been high behind your lies this whole time, man. But you only can tell so many lies where you get caught up in them, man. Okay, and then what? Oh yeah, these guys, man. But yeah, man, you're turns out you're a nobody, man. Okay, and real soon, man, the Lord gonna get your ass up out of here on you, man. Okay, because you destroy cities, man. All right, and that's why your name is about to be erased now. You want to erase people's history and their name, your ass about to get all your history, your great history, which is nothing but murder, is about to be erased, man. And you are about to be erased, man.
You're saying you're gonna be chased out of the earth. Go ahead,
I got Psalms 37. I'm gonna start at 32. I'm gonna read down. This Psalms 37, verse 32. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. And the brothers mentioned that he tried to hold himself with a godlike complex, whereas he wants to try to play and mimic the Most High power, man, acting as if he's the judge, as if he's the they call him the judge and the hammer. You know what I'm saying? He's the judge and the executioner, so to speak. Yeah, he's the judge and the executioner, man. It says the wicked watcheth the righteous, right? He watch you everywhere you go, every step you take, every search you make online. All right, he got all these cameras, God's eye. All right, trying to portray the Most High, man. He wants to be all seeing and all knowing at all times, man.
And the scripture says eyes are private set against the board.
Yeah. Exactly. So he all throughout the hood, but you go in their neighborhoods and it's only a sheriff in town. It's just one car, a couple cars, man. You know? It says the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. The Lord Yahweh will not leave him in his hand nor condemn him when he is judged, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll say, no, speak on that.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I'll say when you go through the chapter, brother, going through, it's really going into like the Lord taking Esau, Edom, and out of the earth, man.
That's the next
verse. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's the next verse. It says, verse 34, wait on the Lord Yahweh and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it.
There you go. When the wicked are cut off, you're gonna see it, man. You best believe, man. I want to see when Esau finally is eradicated off the earth, man.
Get that Sirach 25 and 7. Yeah, Sirach 25 and 7. This is Psalms 37 and 34. Wait on the Lord, Yahweh, and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it.
Right, wait on the Lord, man, because the Lord is going to be the one to give us the power to overcome him. Right now, Esau got the upper hand. His blessing is the sword. So all the little guns that you niggas in the hood think y'all got, or you smart niggas, right? You think you got a plan to come up, you know, bring your resources together. This nigga has all the resources, and he has all the weapons, man. So how you going to play Big Bang versus Little Bang with this man? He going to easily overcome you, man. And like I said, he's a skilled hunter. So not only you got the gun, he got the skills to do it with it.
I was about to say that he got more weapons, more guns, and he been training since a youth.
Man, what?
Edomites was like 2-3 years old, is being trained up in weapons.
He's divinely skilled in the sword.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So the Lord is going to use his own blessing against him. Right. All who would take the sword shall perish.
Man, what?
And I was watching this video on, I think it was on Facebook or something. On my page, Esau was like 4 years old, broke the gun down, put that bitch back together in like 10 seconds.
I seen that. Well, I actually had an Edomite tell me that, man. He told me, he said, I've been shooting guns since I was like 4, bro. I said, damn, dude.
Get that precept, bro.
Remember when Cain means what? Cain means what?
Weapon. You're
What?
traveling
This man's like, what? Fucking what?
This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 25 and verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
And that's what we're reading about here in Psalms the 37th chapter. All right, he said, when the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. When we see the fall of our enemy, which we're witnessing the fall now, but he hasn't completely fallen, man. He's still in the power seat. His dollar is still the world reserve currency, man. All right, he still has that hegemony, all right, upon the world. He still has monopolized the market. When the Lord dethrones this man, like it says in Revelation 19, and crowns himself, you know, king, and this wicked Edomite man is taken down, then we're going to see it. Then you're going to know, man. All right? And you're going to know that a prophet was amongst you, like the scripture say, man. Because we warned you not to trust in this Edomite man's system in this society, man. You know, our people voting, all right? Our people joining themselves hand in hand with the wicked, man. Get that next verse, Master. And I got a little bit more on this. 58.
That's in Psalm chapter 58 and verse
8 through 10.
10. Maybe we start at 8. So that's a snail which built it.
Yeah, start up higher, actually.
Psalm
Start at 6.
58 verse 6. Break their teeth, O power, in their mouth.
But just going into the strength of these Edomite men. Hey, I just witnessed, and I mentioned to brothers, you had a slain Lorraine Cop, who they gave a tribute to for. He was ambushed, I think him and another, all right? And he was ambushed, it was 3 of them, right? And they got slain, they got put to death by the sword, all right? They gave him a tribute, miles long worth of cop cars showing both solidarity but also force, all right? That they're willing to go the extra mile to band together to combat any so-called crime. They want to push fear, man, knowing that they're outnumbered, all right? But they want to push that fear. So when you see all these lights, you know, coming through your city, all right, they taking over that one lane, the expressways, the overpasses, got the fire trucks, and everyone else got lights that shows a form of power. Thank you. You know, it shows a form of power, man.
It's funny though because the person that unallowed them officers was an Edomite. You know, so the Lord is spiritual because the Lord said that Esau gonna be divided during these last days.
And they wanted to have the burial ceremonies at Rocket Mortgage, man. All right, for the officer who was slain. I actually looked up his name today as I was coming down, man. But go ahead, keep going.
It says verse 7.
By the police officer recently, Jacob Briggs. That's his name. No, yeah, Briggs.
Philip Wagner was his name. All right, go ahead.
So this is Psalms 58 and 7. Let
because
them,
their teeth represent their force, their might. And you know, Trump was pushing for to have a parade, a military parade, just like these other countries do. You know, Kim Jong-un, Jinping, whatever the fuck his name is. You know, they like to parade through the streets, showing floats and parades of weaponry and aircraft and so on and so forth, man. Missiles and shit, tanks. All right, it's a show of force, man. Trump wanted to do the same thing to show that dominance, man, to assert some form of dominance in his pride, man. All right, so the Lord is going to break their teeth. He's going to break their weaponry, all that which they trust in. You know, a nigga get a gun, he trusts in it, man. As soon as a nigga get a gun, he trusts in it. Go ahead.
it says in Psalms 58:7, let them melt away as waters which run continually.
A nigga without a gun, he timid.
Bitch made it.
That's why you see all the niggas in jail, they be getting fucked over. They be like, yeah, nigga, where that Draco at? Nigga, you ain't got it in here. Come here,
Exactly.
nigga. Let's eat this back off.
Exactly, but when you got a gun, they macho, man, because they bring a form of power. That's a false sense of power.
Bumping into everybody at the club. and shit.
Yeah.
That's where you going.
Right.
Hey, guns jam. Guns break down. Guns malfunction. Bullets don't always go as how they supposed to, man. You have a spun casing or some shit, a failure to feed, you know. So the point is, you don't put your trust in that shit, man. And King David, our forefather, knew that, man. Not to trust in
Mightiest
those
warriors.
things.
Ever.
You got it.
It says, let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bent up his bow to shoot his arrow, let them be as cut in pieces.
Yeah, so when he bent up his bow, right, to shoot those missiles, he gonna be cut. He gonna be taken by their own device in which he devised against us, just like proud Haman, who was hung upon those gallows, the same ones that he tried to set up for Mordecai and his family and Israel. That same judgment befell him, man. That's why you got a term called mutually assured destruction. Those same missiles that's gonna be shot up gonna be the same ones that's gonna eradicate your system, your power structure, everything, man. Keep going, huh?
Verse 8, as a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away like the untimely birth of a woman, that the sun may not see.
You ever seen a snail or a slug melt? You ever seen them in the sun or have salt on them and what happens to their body? That's what the Lord is giving an analogy to what we're reading about what the missiles gonna do to people. Yeah, your actual flesh is gonna melt, man. You know, I seen someone, you know, real tar in the road. You know how you go around certain asphalt patches and you put actual tar, well, that shit's like 375 to upwards of 400 degrees Fahrenheit, man. All right? And I've seen it come out splatter on an Edomite man's arm and immediately take away the skin. I'm talking about as soon as it touched it, man. And that's only 375 degrees. So can you imagine missiles, all right, which are rated for thousands of degrees, man, or more? All right, that judgment is going to be intense, man. He said, let them melt as waters, all right, which run continually. When he bent up his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. And then he mentioned a snail, man. Go ahead.
Verse 9, before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as with the whirlwind, both living and in his wrath.
It says in the NLT, God will sweep them away, both young and old, faster than a pot heats over burning thorns, man. So even quicker, man, because he said he's going to make a speedy riddance of this place, man. In 1 hour. 1 hour of judgment is all it's going to take to eradicate all this wickedness and pride that's in the earth, man. All these idols, all this adultery, all this bloodshed. It's only going to take 1 hour for the Lord to cleanse this place by way of fire, man. And that's the judgment, that's the anger of the Heavenly Father. Keep going.
Verse
Just go all
10,
the way to the end.
the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance.
Right, we're going to rejoice. This is what we're going into. All this stem back to Psalms, the 37th chapter, which I got a couple more verses I'm going to read. He said that when the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it, man. It ain't going to be no more loud mouth about winning, man. It ain't going to be no more back talking and disobedience, rebelliousness. No more backsliding. Obesity too, out of shapeness, true. We in America, and this is what, you know, the American system has pushed on our people, man. You know, to consume, over-consume, you know, to eat these GMOs, etc. All right, but we're going to deal with any more of our people's lewd behaviors towards righteousness, man. Towards the how about Shimei Shah, man. You know? You got it.
Psalms 58 and 10, The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a God that judgeth in the earth.
And going back to Psalms 37, picking up where I left off at verse 35, it says, I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yeah, I sought him, but he could not be found. Just like Job, the brothers quoted earlier, man. All right, he's not going to be found after a certain allotment of time. He's going to be taken away like a vision of the night, man, like a bad dream. You know, this is going to seem like a nightmare, because it is a nightmare for our people who are the princes of the power to be in this current condition that we're in. We're talking about Jeff Bezos having $264 billion. The brother brought it out. It would take 274 years to spend $1 billion, $10,000 a day. How much more? 264 billion. That's more than his life. He has more than his heart could wish for. You don't know how many people probably is even in his pocket, man. Accountants and this and that. And he ain't missing that money, man. At all. So the point is, and he's low level, he's low tier. He's the people that's not on the Forbes list are the real rich, man.
This goes to show you too that we're dealing with unrighteous man, because if you got all that money, why ain't you helping out with the world problem?
Do you think they work? Do you think they have to pay bills? Do you think they go to jail? They're above the law, man.
What?
They have a pyramid that brothers can look up on Google that goes into you are here at the bottom, and then it shows like the noblemen at the top and the kings and those who giving the shots, you know, and right above you like the police and the military and so on and so forth, man. Go ahead, bro. And then the president like above them, but he's a puppet even for the upper elite, man.
When you go in the low private neighborhoods during the day, you don't really see a lot of people outside because they're at work. When you go out to those Edomite neighborhoods, they in the garden, you know, they jogging.
Walking the dog.
They walking the dog. But when you go to Jake neighborhoods, Jake really be at work.
I pay attention. I see that. I see 5-6 cars in the driveway. You know, I see nice ass cars. The nice ones be in the garage. They got 5-6 nice ass other cars in the driveway.
Bro, I go to work at 11 o'clock in the morning and start delivering, bro. Sometimes, and it'd be like 6 pieces and shit like that. And
Maybe in the gym.
when it be to houses, and when you get there, it be like Edomites. They be in the backyard with their friends, and they be having like Moet and like orange, like they be drinking shit like that, bro. And then they'll be ordering food at 11 o'clock, and they be in the backyard just chilling. You know what I'm saying? But and Jake be at work.
Yeah, Jake don't like that leave.
Esau and them own businesses.
They own the business that Jake working at.
They could negotiate deals and stuff from their phone, from the privacy of their own home. We gotta get out there and go get it. We fucked up.
Right. Jake Esau be at the Cavs game conducting $500,000 deal. Yeah, the deal's closed, buddy. They high five and cheers.
That's why you see them Edomites too. Them niggas be at Starbucks and was it Town Hall? You see them niggas on the computers, they making money transactions. Them niggas like see Jake. We don't know nothing about all that shit. How they make $10,000 on trade and all that shit. Niggas doing high-end deals. Or that school system is set up for you to be under obedience, man. Okay, that's why it's made like a prison. You know what I'm saying? It's ran like a jail or prison. You know what I'm saying? And they don't teach you real life skills when you get out to the world and use them and turn it into money. That's why people in college, they say, I got this degree, I can't do shit with it, and I'm already broke. I can't even get a job.
They was complaining.
I can't even get a job over a high school graduate, you know what I'm saying, at McDonald's or something like that. They not even do that.
They was protesting about the Jake going to prison, coming out with trades. They was upset because Jake was being more successful going to jail, getting a trade, coming home and making. And then this nigga went to college, spent all his money, and nigga he can't even get in. So they was hating on Jake going to jail, getting trades, coming out making money, learning how to be a plumber, learning how to work with his hands.
Yeah.
They was on some hating shit, man.
Yeah, like you said, you paid all that money for a fucking degree. You supposed to learn how to use something that make you money, man.
Translate in your field.
That's a part of our heritage. You know what I'm saying? You would be a servant to a Hebrew man. He would teach you skills and trades. You know. But this is a quick one in the back of what y'all saying. Ecclesiastes 10:7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Like what the brother was saying, how Go to Jake neighborhoods, they at work. You know, the whole apartment complex is empty. The cars is all gone.
Man, what?
But then you go to the Edomites neighborhood, they all at home. The wife is a stay-at-home mom. She
in the
working in the garden,
Yeah.
right?
Cutting grass.
The garage wide open.
No, no, that now it makes sense because I used to always wonder why, like, when you go further out in like the suburban neighborhoods, it's all quiet, nobody's outside. Them niggas out vacation, they going places.
They haven't seen their home in 2 months.
Man,
They go in here in Battery.
Yeah, a lot of those
They
big
got
houses.
vacation homes.
Yeah, a lot of those big houses be vacant.
Yeah.
You'll think someone's there, but they vacant.
me
Precept,
describe it, now. Go ahead.
Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. So, hey, we gotta be lending too. We gotta borrow, man. You know, from Esau, who has the power. Hey, man, you know what's even crazy? You get denied loans, man.
Yeah.
You can walk right into the Citizens Bank right here and go and ask for a loan for such and such reason, $1,000. And if your credit isn't right, they're not giving it to you, man.
What?
But they got more than that, man.
Yeah,
And they play with your money behind the scenes.
Yeah, because the whole point of trying to get a loan is because you're usually trying to use it to pay off some debt or to start a business. But you gotta look at it from their standpoint. The reason why they like, well, okay, why would I give you 10K? You know what I'm saying? No, it's like more so it's like it's a trust issue. But it's a trust issue. They like, well, no, I'm saying like,
Can't pay you back.
say they give you the loans. Some of them, some of them they got loans out there.
They got interest-free loans.
Yeah, interest-free loans, or they got interest. They got loans where it's like percentage is low. You know what I'm saying? You only got to pay back the percentage instead of high interest. They just something called a high interest loan. But yeah, bro. Nonetheless, man, fuck this system, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's wicked, man. The scripture talk about usury as well, man. Get that scripture in that's in the law about you type in the word usury, because the scripture talk about we can give usury, y'all, to heathens, but you can't do it to your Israelite brethren or sister. But the heathen, they're not supposed to commit usury upon us.
Yeah, and here it is, the devil, he's talking about a great reset where the Lord already had in the law about the year of Jubilee. That's the reset right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You forgive everybody of the day, give them a clean slate, and then that will balance stuff out where the system can, work again, man.
Yeah, after some amount of years, if you can't pay it off, that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Get that other one about you.
Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 19.
I know it's in there a few times.
Thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent.
Yeah, right. It says, right, you ain't supposed to do it upon your brother or your sister, but like I said, I'm gonna let the scriptures continue on. Go ahead.
Unto, verse 20, unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury, but unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury, that the Lord thy power may bless thee, and all that thou settest thy hand to in the land which thou goest to possess.
Right, because what is usury? Usury is if, okay, say this man wanted to borrow $5 from me. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll let you borrow it, but I need $10. I need you to give me $10 back. You know what I'm saying? So you're adding to the debt that he owes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's wicked.
Put him in even more debt.
It put him in even more debt because like I said, here it is. If this man's asking to borrow $5,
I mean, I ain't got it.
right? I mean, he don't have it. So if I'm like, all right, I need the $5, but I'm gonna charge you interest on it. I need you to give me instead of 5, give me back 10. Even if it's $1, it's still you're not supposed to do it because you're compounding the debt.
Well,
debt.
you can charge interest. It's just
But not, it's in the law. So you can do it in the heathen.
yeah. I'm talking about when you go into it, it's just the illegal. When you look at the word usury, it says the illegal action or practice of lending money at unreasonably high rates of interest. That's what usury is. I mean, usually is when it's at an extremely high premium, high interest rate.
Yeah, go ahead.
Read it in NLT.
I thought you were about to read it, Jay.
So by definition of the word, it would be more of a high, unusually high interest rate.
This is
This
Deuteronomy
is interest on the debt. Read it.
Deuteronomy 23 and 19 in the NLT. Do not charge interest on the loans you make to a fellow Israelite, whether you loan money or food or anything else. Verse 20, you may charge interest to foreigners, heathen, but you may not charge interest to Israelites, so that Yahweh your God may bless you in everything you do in the land you are about to enter and occupy. So, these heathen, that's what they do to Jake, though. That goes back to the curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter, where it says, they shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend unto them. I think it's only like one so-called African-American owned bank in America. You know what I'm saying?
And they probably getting over on Jay.
Right. And they ain't making no noise. They ain't, taking over the system or nothing like that, man. So our people,
So they ain't supposed to charge interest, man, on your brother, man. That's wicked, man. Who else was reading?
it also says that they shall get up a ability very high. I got this Deuteronomy 28 and verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So that shows you that that's one of the ways that they exalt themselves over our people and keep our people significantly oppressed through the banking, so-called banking system. And the way that they do loans and business to Jake, because it's like night and day with an Edomite. Like one Jake, he said he got his house appraised, and they gave him like a low price, like 100,000 or something. So then he said he had his Edomite friend come over. He hid all his pictures in the house and stuff, and they appraised his house at over 300,000 or something like that. So that show you that, you know what I'm saying?
Whenever it's Jake,
When the Jake people, they'll judge them fairly. And when it's Jake, they'll judge to oppress.
Proverbs 16:11 says, a just weight and balance are Yahweh's, all the weights of the bag are his work. Yeah, so all the weights of the bag, that's what he made. That's his earnings, man. Okay? And this devil, that's why people like especially in the unions, they fight so hard for a livable wage, man. Okay? The fact that you have people out here wanting that, it shows you that the system is corrupted, man, and it's unfair.
This is
All
right.
right?
One of the argument points is the right to work state, in which Ohio is not a right to work state. Meaning if you're like a so-called legal immigrant, if you're here, they don't have to necessarily give you work. But in places like California, Texas, places where they actually utilize the heathen, I'm gonna say the heathen, the immigrants status people, all right, abilities to work. They put them to work, but they give them a way less wage. You're getting like a third of the. They might be paying like $12. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
To do what they were charging other states upwards of $30 or $40.
Yeah, done. And this bastard, the whole point of him and introducing AI to the job market is so he can save money. So companies can save money. Don't you make enough money, man? You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, how much money do you need, man?
That's the thing. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna finish my point. Just pay people more, man, and the job will get done. You got it out?
Well, a lot of them don't either want to or have it, man. They want to outsource the work. All right, and essentially that's why capitalism isn't going to work. This system with none of the other money systems are going to work, man.
This is Proverbs 16:11 in NLT. The Lord demands accurate scales and balances. He sets the standards for fairness, man. And that's the thing. The way the Lord got because if an ounce of gold is, say I put that bitch on the scale, the ounce of gold, it's gonna weigh an ounce, it's gonna always be the same. You know what I'm saying? You can't fake it. If I got a scale and if it's truly an ounce of gold, it's always gonna weigh that same amount every single time. But if the only way you can trick that if you start putting lesser inferior metals to it, then I know though. Then that's how the person knows. But wait, an ounce of gold is supposed to weigh this much. Why doesn't it weigh that much? And then you start checking it out, you examine the shit like this has nickel in there. Or this has aluminum in there. You know what I'm saying? Right. This has I got it.
Proverbs 27 and 20.
That's what real money is. Real money is gold and silver, so it's never going to lose its value.
Exactly.
Whereas the fiat currency that's being dollarized, these other nations de-dollarizing, all right, it's losing its spending power. And that's why your money doesn't stretch as long. You will go shopping everyone complains about this online. You do it yourself. You complain yourself. Because I complain. You go shopping. You spend $100. You feel like you didn't spend enough. Whereas $20 would have got you what $100 today, man, 10, 20 years ago. 30 years ago, spending $20, it'll stretch further, man. So the dollar, it doesn't have the same buying power, man.
See, that's definitely because I remember being a child, $1, you can go to the store and get you a quarter bag of chips, you get you a quarter pop, you get you man, 4 different things, man, for $1.
And then Sauce Walker said 300,000 is $1 million now.
It is. It is.
And that's all by design to lead you to the MOTB, man, which is the radio frequency device, man. Okay, people gonna continue to complain as the dollar, you know, your money stretch less and less, and people are gonna beg and for a solution, man. You know, and they gonna come with that MOTB. That's gonna be like the UBI, like I said, the radio frequency, the tiny technology, man. And a lot of you people gonna take it just based on the fact that you're tired of the dollar. You're tired of the inflation. This is Proverbs 27:20. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. And to tell you that Esau Edom is as hell and as death. You know what I'm saying? So when that same verse, it said he cannot be satisfied. You know, so Esau, they can never have enough money. They can never oppress you enough. They can never, get in your business enough. Them niggas want to be under your skin, man. What type of motherfucker?
He said he designed to take that place.
Go to Proverbs 13:5. That piece of that everything. Yeah, they see like to that description, brother is man. It shows you, like I said, the man that we're dealing with, man. This nigga ain't never satisfied with nothing that he's doing. Here it is, you got the whole entire earth. The Lord even said the earth was given to you, the hands of the wicked. He gave the fatness of the earth on Esau. But you still just like, you know what, no, this ain't enough. I got to chip people, and I'm going to be at my beck and call. Get that.
It says Proverbs 13:25, the righteous eateth to the satisfying of his soul.
Right, so when you look at it, even the way, like the typical Jake get enough, you know what I'm saying, money or whatever, right? He like, you know, I'm good, you know what I'm saying? But Esau Edom is something about him where he's never satisfied, bro. Yeah, he's greedy, man.
Greed, yeah. Greedy dogs.
Go ahead.
Scripture is on insatiable. You got an insatiable appetite.
It says Proverbs 13:25, the righteous eateth to the satisfying of his soul, but the belly of the wicked shall want.
Yeah, it's a constant want. It's a constant, like, I gotta get bored. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you literally grinding people to fucking powder, bro. I'm talking about as far as, like, it's an analogy I've used as far as, like, the way people live in circumstances is, bro. People don't even got enough to pay their bills and shit, man. They struggling with car notes, but then you got trillionaires and billionaires that don't even give a damn, man. One more scripture, man. Get Isaiah 14:4.
And certain moves that Esau are making, like getting to other countries and tariffs and all that, it's causing inflation and certain higher prices. And it's not affecting him, of course, it's affecting America.
Yep, the average typical.
He don't even care.
Yep, typical working person.
And that's why there's gonna be no mercy to the wicked. Just like the book of
He desired mercy when he was being tormented. There ain't gonna be no mercy to the wicked because you didn't have no mercy on us in your power.
All right, this is from the Bible Gateway. It's James 5. This side note, it says, warning to the rich. It says, look here, you rich people, weep and groan for anguish because of all the terrible troubles ahead of you. Verse 4 says, for listen, hear the cries of the field workers whom ye have cheated of their pay. The cries of those who harvest your fields have reached the ears of the Lord, a Yahweh of heaven's armies.
Right, and then in the regular KJV, it's gonna say the Lord Sabaoth, which is the Lord of armies. Yeah, because this is really going into Jake, man. How you oppressing the hell out of Jake, and everything that Jake does is just not enough for you, man. You didn't know this man is like really,
They say you cheated out of pay, man. Okay, this man, like I said, he don't want to give you your fair share that you worked hard for and all that. That's why even right now, the whole thing about how the economy is going, he's taking pinches from people, man. Okay, their 401ks. It is you didn't work 30 years at a job. Also, this motherfucker say, well, listen, the numbers ain't That's why. That's what Jay
That nigga, he garnished some shit.
And he
You know what I'm
kept
saying?
going up on the retirement age.
Jay, I remember.
1 minute it was this age, you retired, then it went up to you know, so a nigga get close to it, then he switch over.
Yeah,
Hey, you
yeah.
know how many people probably was getting ready to retire right before he switched the age?
Yeah.
Bro, he worked that damn hard, so when he get older, he can relax, he can chill. He don't want to relax.
Yep, and then that's what them people over there first was protesting about a couple years ago. They was protesting about the retirement age. And he know, man, at that point, you fucking 69 don't even matter, bro.
Can a 69-year-old play football?
No,
You
you know
got
what
some
I'm saying?
people that retire, get a retirement check, bitch and all that, and still
My
gotta
grandma
do
retired twice.
side hustles, man, because it's not
Still
enough.
working.
That's crazy.
You gotta go on for that though, because only over here, like 69, all that shit. That's just because the system got you all fucked up. You go to other countries,
Yeah, they
certain
not
other
as bad.
places, or even like South America, them men are healthy. They still fucking, they still having babies. Okay, they motherfuckers in shape and all that, man.
Well, yeah, over here, like the brother was saying, it's really that age over here is just detrimental.
Yeah.
But go ahead, I wanted to get this real quick, man.
This is it's just an article. Something article. This from AP News. It says Trump. This was 18 hours ago, August 1st. Trump removes official overseeing jobs data after dismal employment report. It says that the President Trump on Friday removed the head of the agency that produces the monthly job figures after a report showed hiring slowed in July and was much weaker in May and June than previously reported. And it's more to it. I'm not gonna read the whole article. It's more to it, where they was believing that he was working on behalf of Biden. They were trumping up the numbers. But the point is, the jobs that's being reported, that they're saying people are working, saying the business is booming, is a lot. And it's actually lower than what they're actually saying it is. So added to the topic of what everything that brothers are saying, both the wealth gap, the rich, the poor, the people working, you know, he just recently fired them, you know, over this same topic. You know, for dismal report, for pretty much fabricated numbers, man.
Yeah, you had that chick at Burger King that just went viral because the niggas who owned it made her still work her whole food called off, and she was in there by herself running the drive-through and the food restaurant.
And that's common.
That's
That's
viral.
common. You see that a lot, man. You see that a lot.
One person running the whole
establishment, one or two. But it's like a 5-man crew that should be there.
But they gonna make her go from you. She'll be good. That's exactly what they gonna do. Go from you for the bitch.
If it was a man, they would have told the man up.
Exactly.
But then they got inflation. Like you don't get a raise every time inflation strikes. You know what I'm saying? Like that show you that this system is wicked. It's an unjust balance, man. Every time the dollar inflates, you should get a $50 raise or some shit, man, to keep up. But they don't want you to keep up. This is Isaiah 14, verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
This is that rest that we preach about. This is that rest that our forefathers looked for. You read the scriptures, our forefathers looked for that day when we would have that rest, and we would be at peace, and we would have dominion over the heathens, man. Because right now you ain't at rest. Yo, you get up in the morning, bro, that alarm clock go off like fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's an encouragement.
Mad as hell, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nigga wake up literally, bro, some brother before the sun down rise, bro. This shit is aggravating, man. You gotta get up, body hurting and shit. Go ahead, bro.
Go to Deuteronomy 28 and say, neither shall the soul of thy foot have rest.
Yeah.
You know? So it's all a part of our punishment, okay, that the Heavenly Father is going to liberate his elect from. It says in Isaiah 14 and 4 now, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
Right, the proverb that we taking up is what using this word. When you literally look up the word proverb, it's literally going etymology is going to break it down and literally translates to words push forward. That's what it literally says in the etymology online. So we taking up this word, you know what I'm saying, going against this wicked oppressor and this oppressive system, man. You can't be like Jake and be like, yo, this system is fair. Yeah, you gotta be out of your mind, bro. You gotta look at this place for what it really is, man. Cause niggas trying to fool their way into being happy.
Hey,
2 days off. Yeah, man. You know?
I always take pictures of that cup, that that fucking
They complain every
that Edomite couple that had that business, and they had to read the scriptures, and they said the way they running their business is wicked. So they started trying to run a righteous business according to the scriptures, and their business failed. Like giving people their money before the sun down and cutting off third shift.
Yeah.
You know, that cause you to collapse. The nigga ain't supposed to work third shift.
Well, the reason why things don't, when you try to do what's pertaining to the Bible in a wicked kingdom, that's the reason why it don't work. Because the system itself is made to go against the grain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's literally designed that way. So when you try to do things pertaining to the Bible, it just don't work here. It don't work here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the system is designed to go against it. So
It's Isaiah 14.
hit that nigga.
Isaiah 14:5. Yahweh Ba'ashem